Diva Den from 6 to 10. You already know how we do. I got Grammy Award winning producer on the line. 1500ornothing.com on my boy Mars. How you doing, baby?
I am blessed.
That's good to hear. So tell a little people about who you are, your history, because we know the artists you produce for, but we don't know much about you. So where you from?
I am from Los Angeles, California. Grew up in, church, and, everything has been derived from South Central Los Angeles.
Okay. So you from the West Coast. Who are some of the people you work with?
I've worked with a few artists from Kanye to Chris Brown to Tweet to Snoop to Game to T.I. currently to Marsha Ambrosius, Faith Evans.
Wow.
Mac 10, Bobby Valentino.
And the list goes on, huh?
There's a few more I can't necessarily think of off the top of my head, though.
That's a pretty dope roster right there.
Yeah, that is good.
All the time. So, what made me interested in you? I heard the new single that you produced for Tyga and Chris Brown called For the Road. Mm-hmm. So, how did you end up on that record?
Well, me, Lil C, and T.I., we have a production company called Smash Factory, and we've been doing beats together. And people, don't necessarily know that T.I. does, beats and, produces, but we've been doing that for probably the last 5 years or so. And, I just kind of just went out to Atlanta to do some beats with my homeboy Lil C. And it was just something special, about the record that we did. And, we sent it over to Tyga, and I seen Tyga in the club, out here in LA. He's like, yo, man, I murdered that joint. I got Chris on it.
Wow.
It's gonna be like Deuces. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go. Thank you, Jesus.
Right? It's crazy how things come full circle. So I listened to a few of the records that you produced, and I know that you won a Grammy. Where did that Grammy come from? Which record?
Well, I did a song. I was part of a song that was called Up to You. That was on Chris Brown's last album.
Oh, I love that song.
Oh, right, thank you. It loves you back. And we happened to he happened to win Best R&B Album, Grammy for Best R&B Album, and I was a part of it, so that's how that kind of worked out.
Wow, what a blessing! So, what record out of your stash of records that you produced, which one is your favorite, and which one are you most proud of?
Well, I would naturally say the one that has probably generated the most income, which was Take You Down.
Okay.
That song was very influential.
Okay. I definitely love that song. Okay. What advice would you give to up and coming producers?
I would say to study your craft, be you. Don't conform to what anybody else thinks you should do. If you feel like it's something, obviously you should have a mind frame of wanting to learn, but at the end of the day, it has some sense of individuality, you know what I mean? Because that's what makes the world the world.
Exactly. I feel that.
I want to hear somebody else's, pain through their music. I want to hear their life and their story and, what's going on the other side of the world, That's how we relate. That don't even speak the same language, communicate with each other through this art. So, you know what I'm saying? There's so much that we have not tapped into. I'm just trying to encourage people to actually, be unique and not be afraid of being themselves and standing on their own sound and, actually just, articulating their sound and their craft.
I feel you on that. So before I let you go, I want to give the listeners a better view of who you are. So I'm going to ask you a few fun facts. Like, what's your guilty pleasure?
You know what? I'm infatuated with Family Guy and The Office.
Okay.
So, whenever I'm not in the studio, you know what I'm saying? And I love SpongeBob. I just love it.
Well, that's okay. So, SpongeBob is cool.
Other things that probably people don't know.
Do you watch reality TV? And if you do, what's your favorite reality TV show?
I don't get to watch TV too often, but when I do, it's pretty much other people watching it. Like I've seen a few, Love and Hip Hop episodes. And,
one of my favorites.
What is it called? Hip Hop. What is it called? Atlanta.
Oh, Real Housewives?
Yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and, you know, the Mob Wives. You know, I've seen all of those shows. I think the most interesting was the Love and Hip Hop. The first Love and Hip Hop I was into.
I agree. Okay, I feel you. And if you had to choose between the two, as your close friend that you've always worked with has, would you choose Rihanna or Karrueche? Gotta love the pause.
Don't know about that, man.
You can't say.
I mean, I don't know Karrueche like that. You know, I mean, maybe it's safe to say the other young lady, you know, Karrueche. I mean, it may be safe to say that.
Okay.
No, Rihanna is talented, so if you want to go for the money and you want to go for that, you know, it's cool. By any means, go on.
Well, you can always do like your boy Chris Brown and have both. But anyway. I want to make sure that I tell everybody where they can hit you up and get in touch with you. You're definitely on Twitter at MyGuyMars and also on Instagram.
Yep, same thing, MyGuyMars, yep, because I'm your guy.
And if you want to find out more about the production group, definitely go over to 1500ornothing.com. Thank you so much for joining us in the Diva Den, Mars.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We look forward to hearing more of them smash records.
Oh, yeah. God bless. Appreciate it.
And thank you for listening. Make sure you check back to the blog at divadenent.com right under the radio tab to see who I'm talking to next. Until then, make sure you're following me on Twitter at @TheKiki. And make sure you follow the blog on Twitter at DivadenENT.